My guest is the mayor of Accra, Mohammed Nii Adjei Sowah. When the president said he was going to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa, did he really mean it?
Well, I think that it's important for us as a country to come to terms that we need to think big and aim high. And that's the intent of the president, that Ghana was among the pioneers of development way back during the immediate past colonial time. And over a long period of time, we seem not to be paying attention to very important matters. And that has eluded us up to now. In his plans and in his vision, he thinks that Ghana must rise and play among the big players. And that's what he meant by it. And that's why all of us have to aim high.
So it was just a statement of encouragement. It was not going to be real.
Encouragement. It is intended to be a statement to encourage everybody and put in the machinery to make sure we get there. Now,
have we gotten there?
If as a country that over the years sanitation has been a big problem, and not to go too far. As at 2014, Accra was partly Christian as the 7th dirtiest city in the world. Certainly you will not be proud of it. And there's a need for us to do something about it. By 2015, there was a huge cholera outbreak. Over 20,000 people were affected in Accra. 200 people or more died in Accra just as a result of cholera. It's almost like COVID. But these are all preventable diseases, in my view. It's a public health crisis that we got into. And what the president has done is to link issues of sanitation to health and the economy. And I will explain all these things as we move on. So to declare Accra and work towards making a cleaner city in Africa, it's for our own call and our own advantage. And I'm happy, if for nothing at all, Ghanaians in general have come to terms that it's a good call and we need to work towards it.
But what's the use of
it is not like those calls that people would think that this is empty, but this is a matter which is apolitical. It's a matter that everybody is concerned about it. Working towards making Accra clean, three things that you're looking at infrastructure, you're looking at enforcement, and then you're looking at education. Enforcement and education are soft parts that you can easily do. Infrastructure is not an off-the-shelf product that you can get. It's over a period of time that you're supposed to work towards it. So as of 2015, I'm sure a lot of media houses, and 2017 and 2018 media houses were talking a lot about sanitation. We are in 2019, 2020, and I'm sure the hub on sanitation, the talk about sanitation at Accra is filthy, has gone down.
No,
it's just
it hasn't gone down.
So don't worry, we'll get there.
Choco is smelling.
We get there.
The beachfront is dirty.
We'll get there.
The drain by the president's residence in Nima is horrible. It's choked. Clearly, the statement that Accra will be a cleaner city by the end of his tenure is a joke, isn't it?
So we are working towards making sure that
you've been working for far too long. It's 4 years.
Of course, we're giving
you put that commitment to yourself.
No one really has. The 4 years is not over.
It's just 2 months.
The 4 years is not over. So you need to assess us that, okay, we're working towards 4 years. What have we done? And do you see improvement or not?
What have you done?
And that's the problem. Sometimes statements are made like, and you are pointing to some other areas. Certainly, we must admit that the project is not completed yet. There are some low-income communities that will still have a challenge, which of course we're working towards it. But as you move around the city all the time, and you claim that the highways, you can see heaps of refuse and mountains of refuse, you have stopped reporting it because there is nothing to show again over there. And these are facts that you need to report on. We came to see over 40 heaps or mountains of refuse in Accra. Mm-hmm. Today, we've managed to clear more than 35 of it. I would say that there are 1 or 2 which are left. There's one in front of the ICGC behind the behind the onion sellers there, which has been there for over 20 to 25 years. We are still working towards it to use the garage to make sure we clear it. But there used to be a mountain of refuse at Okponglo, just opposite the University of Ghana. Now the place is turning into a flower garden, and people are selling flowers over there. Under the Wager Bawe, that interchange over there used to be another heap of refuse there, which had been there for like over 15 years. It was covered. We deployed the military over there to make sure that nobody came to dump over there. Today, the place is turning into a market, and people are selling over there. There are many that I can count for you to know. So the point that you are saying that we have not done nothing, you are very wrong about that one. And you need to correct that one. I must admit.
I should be correcting that.
I must admit that there are other areas that we haven't completed working on it, and you can make reference to Choko. That's a fact. That's a fact, and you can work. We are working towards it.
I'm a member of the Media Coalition on Open Defecation.
Of course.
As we speak, open defecation is ongoing in Ashaiman. It's going on in several communities in Accra, Nungwa. People defecate in the drains and so on. Now that is a fact. If you're saying that you're making Accra the cleanest city, you can't have people defecating at the beachfront at La. It still happens. You have a team at the assembly level in the La municipality, for instance, what they told me that they're going to be sending people to the beachfront. That has not happened. People still do that. I know that this government has a concept called Mayors Without Borders, where you are operating in an interconnected way. So you generally ensure Accra is properly demarcated and built and looks good. But that is not happening. You cannot say to me that you have fixed the sanitation problems of Accra.
So in 2016, 2017, when we took office, in addressing the issues of open defecation, what we done was to make sure that we provided household toilets for people at a subsidized rate. As I speak to you now, by 2017, when we took office, the NDC had built about 1,400. As I speak to you now, we've built over close to 30,000 household toilets.
Okay, under the Gamma project.
I'm saying that whether under whatever project is government project, we've built over 30,000. So get your facts right. And I'm providing you figures to support whatever I'm doing. It doesn't mean that the problem has been fully eradicated.
Okay.
But the interventions that we have made, else it would have been worse than that.
Okay.
And you must appreciate that we've reduced the burden to more of insignificant position when the president. So when you point out to certain areas, I'm not running away from that fact. I'm saying that you point out to Choko, and I'm saying that yes, I know that we have a problem in Choko. But why are you not pointing out to the other areas where we have done significantly well? Because you are looking at the whole of Accra. And to be fair to all of us, because the people see you know something about sanitation.
No.
Sanitation is something that you cannot hide. There's something that waste management contractor told me one day, that sanitation matters you can't hide, and because it will smell bad and media will go there. That's one thing that he told me in 2017. It has guided me up to now. So on matters of sanitation, I like to discuss it based on the facts available to us.
You know what I mentioned,
So
Choko?
when you were talking about it, in fact, you and I, when we were doing the One Ghana movement, on the Independence Avenue, there used to be lots of refuse on that stretch. Today, you move on that stretch and you don't find refuse over there. We've provided enough people that are working day and night on this road. Come to the Central Business District, where in 2017, 2018, your media house and many media houses has been reported of unattended heaps of refuse over there. 2018, 2020, you are not reporting on that because there's no refuse for you to go and report.
There is a lot of refuse. Where? 2 nights ago on the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV, my colleague Nadole Mofat was in Choko, like I've mentioned.
You're still going back to Choko?
Yes, because
you are overflogging the issue of Choko.
No, when she
so
went...
where? So let's go to another
the thing is that the youth of Choko have decided to desilk their gutters if government will not do it. But they say that the sub-metro is not even providing them with basic tools for
those people that you interview. The first person that you interview is the campaign manager for Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
You went and interview politically aligned people.
right in front of a dirty drain. Does that mean that does NDC color prevent the dirt from being in the drain, which was captured by cameras?
You went and interviewed politically aligned people.
Okay.
And they have made commentaries just to make us look bad. I am saying that in Choco, for instance, admittedly, we have challenges in Choco, but we are looking at the whole of Accra. So don't restrict the discussion to Choco.
So it's not true that the drains of Choco are choked?
I have not said so.
So what's the point of the NDC?
I have repeatedly told you that in Choco we had problems.
So you have a problem in Choco?
Of course.
Where don't you have a problem? You have a problem in Teshi.
We have problems in Teshi.
Yes.
Where?
You have a problem.
You haven't gone to Teshi.
I have gone to Teshi.
Go to Teshi Salem Park. Teshi Salem, we used to have a problem there, where along the coast, where the people dump over there. Go there now. We provided central containers there. The place has been cleared. We've even come to send gravels to the place to level the place over there. We were there even with the military and got the community people also to support us over that. I'm saying that
it's sweet to hear.
I'm saying that it's not sweet to hear, just to sweet to hear that. I'm providing you facts and for you to check.
I appreciate that.
And I'm saying that there are many locations that you can mention. Don't let us discuss the matter of sanitation of Accra to one community.
No problem.
Let's look at the whole.
Let's move to another community.
And then you have all
behind the Independence Square. That's not Choco. People open defecate by the beach. What has been done about open defecation along the coast?
Behind the Independence Square, there is nobody there. Because behind the Independence Square, as part of the Marine Drive, everybody has been cleared over there.
Hey, you haven't been going to the beachfront lately.
I am saying that behind the Independence Square, up to Art Center, that is part of the Marine Drive.
I haven't said people live there. I said they go
saying
to
that
engage in open defecation.
Nobody lives there. Let me tell you the place probably that you wanted to talk about. Behind the Osu Castle.
Okay.
Probably that's where you want to make.
So they still engage in open defecation there.
I'm saying that behind the Osu Castle, probably that's where you want to.
I have told you why.
Now,
I'm
behind the Osu Castle, what happens there is that it's the final drain that links into the sea. So all the debris in the gutter from upstream, it can even from Equapin through Achimota, East Legon, wherever, gets into that drain and then enters into the sea. So anytime it rains, everything is washed up there. As I speak to you now, Cloticole has provided 20 guards there who have been doing daily cleaning over there. Okay. So I'm
not referring to imported rubbish. I'm referring to people going there to engage in open defecation by the beach. That's what I was speaking to. What deliberate measures have you been putting in place to prevent people from engaging in open defecation at the beachfront?
Well, first of all, one thing what we do is that people engage in open defecation are also arrested and prosecuted. But to provide a permanent solution to the problem over there, there are two things that we have been doing. One is a community toilet, and more importantly is the household toilet where you want people to attend nature's call in a more decent manner. I have given you a figure.
Yes.
That as I speak to you now, and let's stick to that figure, that we've provided over 27, close to 30,000 household toilets. Okay. It's unprecedented.
Okay.
At about 30,000 household toilets. There are many more people that under the Gamma project. And then there's another facility under what we call GASLIP, which is also under the Ministry of Sanitation from AFDB.
Okay.
That is also to provide additional toilets that we want people also to take advantage of. So it's important that you situate the issues within the right context, what we are doing. I can't sit here and say that we have completed our journey. No. Okay.
What percentage have you chalked?
We have done significantly well, and I'm sure that per the discussion that we have done, and if you look at the whole, if you scan the whole of Accra, what percentage will you give?
What percentage do you think you have chalked?
I'm saying that because I'm working for you.
You're working for 4 years for me.
I'm working for you.
If I should calculate 1 year, 4 years and divide it into 100.
No, as of today.
By now you should have done over 75% going to 100%.
I don't know that calculation. But what I'm saying is that as of today, in your view, when you look at the situation from 2016 up to now, what percentage will you give? You are the voter. At the end of the day, you will decide.
There's still filth. That's what matters.
No, you are asking of percentage.
If you can't give me, you are the one who is doing.
So where are the fields? So let's deal with where the fields.
We've already discussed fields so
yeah,
much.
We've discussed Choco.
Let's move from filth. Congestion.
I want us to stay there and make sure we deal with that. We've discussed Choco. Words.
The drains of Accra
are
filthy, are smelling. They are choked with plastic bags. That everywhere in Accra. I've mentioned to you that the drain in front of the president's house at Paloma.
I would have wished that when you are coming to interview somebody,
yes,
you prepare.
Okay.
Because you are coming to point to the person's face about his failures.
I have pointed to you.
You are coming to point to the person's face. You are failed in all these things. And it's the responsibility of the person to make sure he deals with it. That's why you put me there. That's why the president put me there, to work for you. So next time when you want to engage me on these things, I would have appreciated that you come with the list of issues that you think that these areas have not been dealt with. Let us deal with it.
So I would have,
and then it will be
fantastic. I would have come with a list if you were not living in Accra, but you live in Accra. I have listed for you places. I have mentioned Choco and you said we have overflogged Choco, we should leave it. And I'm wondering why we should leave a choked environment because it's overflogged when it has not been fixed.
I don't get what you are trying to say.
You've said that
we are talking about Accra.
Yeah.
And you have limited the discussion.
No, I have not limited.
If you tell me that we are coming to discuss Choco,
I'm giving you. I have mentioned
the
the drains of Nungwa to you. I've said to you that people are engaging in defecation in the drains of the Teshinungwa estate. I can take you there if you want to go on a visit. The Teshinungwa estate, I've said that. Unless you are not familiar with that area.
I'm familiar with everywhere. I want you to point out to me this area. When you point out, you know what I said you should point out to me.
I have said to you.
I've told you that it's my responsibility to deal with it.
I have said to you.
If you point out to me that this area we have a problem,
the drain,
how much that place will go and work?
The drain between Nungwa Hilltop and A-Life. You can go check that.
I'm not too sure you are very familiar with it.
I am very familiar with that place. You have no idea. I can take you there. I have said to you that there's open defecation happening on the beaches, and we can just move here with our cameras rolling.
I have not denied.
I'm not sure what you mean by specifics.
No, I have not denied. No, don't make an attempt to justify your position. I'm saying that.
No,
I have not denied that there is no open defecation.
Okay.
But I have told you the intervention that we have provided.
Okay.
And yet you still want to dwell on some problems that has existed, and yet an intervention is being provided. If you are staying aloof and we are not doing anything at all, you have every right to say that you are failed.
When you say,
but this is the time that I have provided you with adequate data and information to guide the discussion and to guide your position and let you take a decision that, some significant effort is being made. However, we're still falling short of ABC. We are working towards it. That's the way the conversation should go.
When you say that Accra is going to be the cleanest city, what are the indicators that would show that Accra has become the cleanest city in Africa?
Well, first of all, I think that we have seen heaps of refuse in Accra. And the first thing for us was to make sure that we cleared those mountains of heaps of refuse, because it's a very bad spectacle. Number two, the ultimate is that sanitation issue is a public health matter. Today, we are not reporting issues of cholera. So the indicator to see that sanitation is going bad is the incidence of cholera. And I've given you cholera figures in 2015. And that energized our president and said that we cannot live in a country where cholera will be killing all of us over here. This is something which is manageable, it is preventable. We are not reporting incidents of cholera cases. So at the end of the day, all the things that we are talking about, if you put the sanitation issue into a public health basket, you'll be able to get the indicators right and see whether we are making progress or not. And I've given you figures also to support that. So it's very important for us also to appreciate the fact that when I spoke about infrastructure, and I said that it's not an off-the-shelf, but it takes a bit of time. So what have you done in terms of infrastructure? One, we've also worked with the private sector to make sure that we are providing infrastructure to also people. So you go to Achimota, you have a transfer station, because Accra, as we talk about, generates about 5,000 tons of waste daily. So you ask yourself, when they generate about 5,000 tons of waste, where do you dispose of it? It's very important you get it. If you don't plan from the end, we'll always have a problem from the beginning. So we started planning from the end, where it should be the final disposal site. And for us within the city center, you have a transfer station to be able to withhold the refuse when it is generated before it's sent to the final disposal site. Now we have 1,000. It has 1,000 capacity, 1,000 tons capacity at Achimota. There's a waste recycling and compost plant also along the Moshi Road, which is first of its kind, in Ghana, which is also treating over 400 tons of waste daily. So 1,400 is taken. We came to meet one also, which is at Teshin, which also has a capacity of 1,000. So ultimately, what you are looking at is that where is the infrastructure?
So this solid waste you're talking about.
So where is the infrastructure which is available for you to be able to deal with that?
Okay.
So in 2017, 2018, when you keep talking about sanitation, yes, but we knew that infrastructure must be provided first.
Okay.
Once infrastructure is provided, then you roll back and see how you'll be able to address some of these things. Come to the Central Business District, you will see huge trucks, double trailer trucks that have come and they'll be collecting refuse every night, in the Central Business District and many other places as well. So there's a lot of effort that has been put in making sure that.
But you can't give me a percentage of what you have done.
I'm saying that I'm working for you.
So you leave me to
be about blowing my horn.
Fantastic.
So
congestion in Accra,
about you.
It's pretty difficult in terms of traffic situation. Now, people have decided to opt for Okada because they want to weave through the traffic. Convince them why they shouldn't hop onto an Okada when the traffic is choked.
Well, let us deal with traffic, then we come to Okada. In every part of the world, the city center, during the daytime, there's a lot of vehicle that comes into the city center. And Accra is not an exception. In fact, Accra's situation compared to many African cities, we are far, far, far better than what happens in many other cities. Sometimes traffic occurs not because there are too many cars at a location. Sometimes as a result of indiscipline. Sometimes a traffic signal may not be working, or sometimes the traffic signal could be functioning, but it's not responding to the flow of traffic. So at an intersection, you will see that you rather need a human being like a policeman to be there to control the traffic, to allow it to go, instead of the traffic signal, because most of our traffic signals are not intelligent. But currently, the urban roads is now fixing traffic signals which are interconnected, that will be intelligent and will be responding to the flow of traffic. Once we are done on that, then it means that you don't need people to be manning traffic at locations. But in the Central Business District, and let us appreciate the context where we are, the Central Business District is an informal market. So when you're coming into the Central Business District, which is largely an informal market, the trading activities there, it's not like you're going to Accra Mall or you're going to West Hills Mall. It's largely informal. It requires walking and the rest. In terms of places even to park, people don't want to park and walk to go and buy anything. You want to take your car to where the shop is or to go and buy tomato. It's never done anywhere in the world. Just at Otagon. Otagon has a car park capacity more than 1,000. People can walk here and go to Tudu, Tema Station, and Mokola to go and buy their wares and go back home. But they still want to drive to Mokola. You get to Rollins Park. The car park capacity there is over 400 cars. People can go and park there and go and buy their things.
But they won't do it.
Just in between on the high street, between Absa and where Stamp Church used to be, there's a car park capacity which is belong to a city car park. Is about 450.
Have you considered charging people for driving through Accra?
I can give you the car park facilities that we have within the Central Business District that people will park and then will absorb the traffic on the road.
But they will not do it. So I'm asking, do you think and can you charge people who drive into Accra?
Well, I think that is a matter that can have to be discussed at a higher
It's
level.
not on the tables now.
It's not on